Hi everybody, I'm Tom Sweeney and I'm here today as a witness, as are you a witness. It's a demonstration of American ingenuity. Actually, it's Tylok ingenuity, which means great advancement in the instrumentation business. Vice President for Sales for Tylok is this fellow right here, Mike Palinkas. Mike, before we get into the fun, if you will, what is the Tylok story? Give us some background.
Sure, Tom. In 1947, Cullen Crawford designed and invented the original flareless fitting nut and tube ferrule system. He went into business with another gentleman and formed the Crawford Fitting Company. A new and innovative industry was born, making it far easier to make tubing connections. Prior to this, you needed to flare the tube with a flaring tool. This new invention reduced installation time and errors. End users from all over the world have made billions of connections, and so Mr. Crawford is known as the founder of the flareless fitting. Mr. Crawford and his partner later separated, and he founded Tylok in 1955. Years later, Crawford Fitting Company was renamed. Today it is known as CBC-Lok. In the early 1950s, Parker Hannifin introduced a single ferrule fitting to compete with the two ferrule system named Parker CPI. In 2003, Tylok introduced a single ferrule fitting, fully interchangeable with the Parker CPI tube fitting. We call this CS-Lok.
Mike, that was a great compression of a 55-year-old Tylok history. Here is the question. What are we going to see and do here today, right now?
Tom, today I'm going to demonstrate the intermixability of the CS-Lok tube fitting with another manufacturer's product.
Now, just so that I'm clear, you're going to mix Tylok components with components from an entirely different manufacturer, and the system will work at least equally well.
Absolutely. In this case, we're going to use a competitor's single ferrule, and the rest of the system will consist of the CS-Lok body and the nut. Go ahead and take the magnifying glass,
okay,
and you can see the competitor name and heat code stamp.
It's small, Mike, but it's there.
So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll use their ferrule in our system so that it truly is mixed. We're going to go ahead and mark the body hex and the nut hex with a marker so we can visually inspect, turn and a quarter, pass finger tight. These are the standard installation instructions for tube fittings in the 1/4 inch to 1 inch size range.
All right, Mike, I am the witness. Show us how it works.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tighten the fitting up. Right now, we're not quite at 1 full turn. We need to go a turn and a quarter, pass finger tight, like we talked about earlier. And that should
You're there.
About do it. Okay, what we're going to do now is fill the assembly with water. And again, we have a 1/2 inch tube fitting, 1/2 inch tubing, 0.35 inch wall. Suggested allowable working pressure of the tube is 2,600 psi. So I'm going to eventually pressurize the system above and beyond 2,600. We'll get to 10,000, and then we'll go ahead and burst the tube.
Now, once again, so I'm clear, you're going to take the pressure almost 4 times beyond the suggested allowable working pressure of the tube, and the fitting will hold, no leak.
Absolutely, Tom. The tube itself will fail before the fittings do. The tube will hold around 4 times the suggested allowable working pressures in the CS-Lok catalog. In most cases, end users aren't even going to approach the 2,600 psi our application today. So there's 4-to-1 safety built into the tubing, and the failure will be in the tube, not the fittings. So let's get started.
All right, Mike.
We'll go ahead and pressurize the system. It's right about 3,000 psi right now. We'll go ahead and stop it at about 6,200 pounds. You start to see the tube swelling. If there were any leaks of any kind, we would see water spraying around. We're just about at 10,000 psi. We'll go ahead and burst the tube at this point.
Whoa! You know what's amazing about that? I knew it was going to burst intellectually, but I still wasn't ready for it when it happened. I also had trouble believing that stainless steel tubing would burst, and the CS-Lok fitting maintained its leak-free integrity intermixed with the competitor's component.
Yeah, Tom, we're able to successfully demonstrate that intermixing any one of the CS-Lok components, body, nut, or single ferrule, in combination with the competitor parts, will not adversely affect sealing and holding power.
Well, Mike, that honest to goodness is truly incredible. If somebody wants to know more about Tylok, how do they do it?
You can visit us at our website at www.tylok.com. or give us a call at 1-800-321-0466. We'll be happy to get you a catalog or get you any information you need right away.
Hey, thanks for making me part of this. I really appreciate it. It really was an impressive demonstration. Again, www.tylok.com.